Hello and welcome to today's topic, bulletproofing our knees. Let's get a little bit more comfortable, warm it up here so we can get a little bit more uncomfortable with our exercises. I hope you guys are ready. All you need is a cat and a yoga mat. Once you got that, we can start out. For exercise number 1, as you can see here, all we're gonna do is get into a deep squat position and raise our feet at the back. All we want to do is get on our toes on one side and switch it up to the other side. We'll do it for like half a minute until we warm up a little bit, and once we're done with that, we're going to switch it up to the next exercise. Now for this one, we're going to need a little bit more mobility because we're going to be bringing our knee to the middle from the left side to the right side and switching it up. As you can see here, try and stay as upright as possible in your upper body so we have more of the balance that we would need so we don't topple over forward or backward. Now once we're done with this exercise, moving on to exercise number 3. Again, we're gonna need a little bit more balance for this one and a little bit more core strength because we're gonna be bringing both our knees parallel to the ground and sitting back up again. Now we're trying to stay upright in our upper body, and we're trying to have as little movement as possible in our upper body, while most of the movement is coming from our hips and from our foot joints, bringing the knees down and bringing them back up again. Exercise number 4. Now we need a little bit more skill and definitely more core strength and balance because we're gonna be turning around all the way, bringing both legs to the side, putting them down, both knees touching the ground, turning our upper bodies and then switching to the other side. Like I said, we're gonna need a lot more balance, a lot more core strength, and what I recommend here is take it slow. You can put both hands on the ground for this exercise and bend a little bit forward with your upper body so you can use that as balance for the turning, and once you get used to the movement you can put up your hands behind your head and do it as I do. Now moving on to exercise number 4, we're just gonna go back to bringing both our knees to the ground and bringing them up again, just so we have a little bit more stress in our hip flexors again. So this is the exact same exercise that we did before. What you can do to change it up, maybe bring your hands forward so have a little bit more balance work, and we're gonna move on to exercise number 6. Now this one is a little bit more on the hamstring and adductor side for stretching, but you're also strengthening your knees in the process. What we're gonna do is straighten out one leg and switching out to the other side. Now when your foot is turned upward, you have more stretch in your hamstrings. If you put your foot down to the ground on the side, you're gonna have more stretch in your adductors. Be sure to know about that because we're gonna be switching it up, either having our foot turned all the way up or having our foot on the ground flat, not leaving, and being in full contact at all time for the whole exercise. So once you've turned your foot upward, we have more hamstring, and once you put your foot down, we have more adductors in the inside of our knees. So be aware of that, switch it up a little bit, find what's more comfortable for you, or even do both. I usually do both, and we're gonna move on to the next exercise. Now it's gonna get even harder because now we need to sit down all the way. We want full contact with both our legs on the ground, which means from our knees all the way to our extended foot, the whole leg on both sides is in full contact with the floor, and we're gonna be having our hands in the middle for balance and also for standing up, because this is gonna be a little bit too stressful for our knees if you want to stand up from here without using our hands as support. Moving on to exercise number 8, we're just gonna shake out our knees a little bit so we get back to feeling in our legs after this heavy stretch. Change it up, come a little bit closer with both feet and do the same thing again. So we're gonna be stepping with our feet together and switching left side, right side, and then we get closer and closer and closer until both legs are almost closed, and we're gonna do the same thing again. Just shake it out a little bit. We have 10 more seconds. Consider this a break. Once we're done with this, we have 2 more exercises left, which are going to be a little bit hard, and then we're done. So moving on to exercise number 1, and this is basically some type of bending forward into a pike and switching from the pike position into a deep squat position or a squat position depending on your mobility. So I change it up. I do the squat position and the deep squat position because they both have different stressors, and once we're done with that, we can move on to the last exercise for hip openers. For this one, we bring both shoulders to the inside of our knees and we open our arms straight sideways. it's very important that here, first of all, we're gonna do static holds for that, and then we're gonna just relax your legs a little bit by stretching them out again, and then we're gonna go back into this position. Now we want to use our shoulders and our arms at the height of our triceps to push our knees backwards as far as possible, so we open those hips and we open those hip flexors a little bit more. Don't mind the cat. Just do 10 seconds and 1 or 2 repetitions with breaks in between, and that's basically it for bulletproofing our knees today. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope it was a little bit exhausting, and see you guys soon.